Hello everyone, and welcome to a video with me talking about patch 14 and all the craziness that is going on. First off, apologies that this is likely a bit later than a lot of the other news you've heard about. I got delayed by wanting to have relevant footage, so waiting for the game to come back online. Then I got delayed by my delivery shopping thing showing up, and I'm out of breath right now because I'm actually... The lady phoned me telling me, oh, we forgot some of your frozen stuff, so she very kindly, on her way home, is going to drop the delivery stuff off, so I'm doing this very quickly, because I'm in the smallest time window possible. Anyhow, in this video, I'm going to go over what I consider the most important stuff I dropped in the actual patch itself. I'm then going to talk a little bit about the patch stuff that happened Nuclear Winter-wise. I'll start with the adventure stuff, then go on to Nuclear Winter, and we're going to round out, we're talking about the Fallout First membership thing, which is getting everybody rolled up. Like, Fallout 76 is trending on Twitter at the time I'm recording this for me, so yeah, that's something big to talk about, but I figure I'll talk about the stuff which affects everyone first of all, and let's actually start off with the stuff that isn't here yet, which is Mischief Night and some Nuclear Winter rewards. So October 29th to November 5th, Mischief Night is coming, so prepare for that in just under a week. That's the Halloween event I covered earlier, I believe. I might have made a video about it, I might not, but yeah, Mischief Night is going to show up on October 29th. It's a Halloween-themed event taking place at the White Springs. There'll be links in the description to all of these articles if you want to read up more on them. And whilst that is going on, and for a bonus week, there'll be some limited-time Halloween-themed cosmetic rewards you can get by completing some Nuclear Winter challenges from October 29th to November 12th. So there's some stuff to look forward to for the whole Halloween season. But on to the stuff that has actually happened. First up, Scorchbeasts can now spawn in as legendary enemies. So normally they're just normal stuff, now they can be legendaries. I haven't seen any myself, I did make sure to jump on for a while, saw no Scorchbeasts at all and no legendary ones. I've also seen nothing shared, so I'm not sure if they're all going to be 3 stars or all going to be 1 stars or if there'll be a mix. I imagine it'd be a mix. I'd like to see them all being 3 stars, because then killing Scorchbeasts would suddenly be so much better. Another big change is public events are now more frequent. There's been a significant reduction to the cooldown from the start of one public event to the other, which means you should be seeing them, I think they said again, like twice as often. So public events happening more often is just a good thing for the game overall. Those are our 2 big things, but are good. Now let me scroll down on this article here, if I can find my mouse, to find the other couple of bits I want to talk about before we jump into all of the big fancy stuff. Vault 94 rewards have been increased. You get more of the ammo crafting bulk when you complete a section, and there's more aid items rewarded from the Vault 94 raids. I know a lot of people don't do them these days because the rewards were never that great. I will be interested to see if this gets more people in, but I'm not holding out hope. Something I did get footage of quite well is there have been weight reductions to bobbleheads, magazines and teddy bears. Bobbleheads and magazines now weigh 0.01 pounds each instead of 1 pound or half a pound, and teddy bears have been reduced to 0.5 pounds instead of 0.75 or 1 pound. So all of those items are a lot lighter. This means your inventory will no longer be weighed up with bobbleheads and magazines, as mine often annoyingly did, and it makes it a lot better for camp budget, because that is apparently based on weight of items, so you can display a lot more bobbleheads without them suddenly eating up a huge chunk of your budget, which is nice, because I did a camp build video the other day, which I still need to edit. Now, there's also a main menu music slider, and some various bug fixes and things. The only one I really want to highlight here is if you craft an ultrasight receiver for a combat rifle now, it used to be a case of it would craft it for .44 ammo instead of .45 ammo. Now it will use ultrasight .45 ammo for an ultrasight combat receiver. That is something I'd been annoyed about for a time, and I'm very glad to see it happening. On to the Nuclear Winter stuff, where the big change really is colour code item rarities. So you'll see in the footage I've got that I'll pick up items and they'll be either just standard grey, there'll be a green outline, a blue outline, or a purple outline to show how good something is. So yeah, there's white, green, blue, purple, and orange apparently. I've not seen any orange stuff. And it's the standard rarity system going up in that order. If you play Borderlands 3, which I do, you'll be well aware of that, and plenty of other games. I think Diablo used it as well. I'm hitting the disc, I apologise. It's just a good little change to make it better for new players who might not know what gear's better than what. They've also added in pole hooks and super sledges to large supply crates, which is great for anyone who wants to try melee, and stealth boys have been nerfed slightly so they last for a maximum of 20 seconds, and if you attack whilst in stealth, it removes the effect, which will make them slightly less powerful. Oh, and Gunrunner has the extra movement speed applying to shotguns as well, so if you're a shotgun character, you've got a bit of a buff. I think that is all the important stuff on there, though, which means I can now go on to the whole Fallout First thing, which, yeah, is a paid membership for Fallout 76, and the cost of it, I'm doing this in pounds I'm afraid because I am British, it's all similar pricing that you'd expect for euros and dollars and whatever other currencies you use. 1 month membership is £11.99 or 12 quid in the UK, and 12-month membership is £99.99 or 100 quid in the UK. So this is a membership which will cost you £100 a year in order to get a bunch of benefits, which I will go over now, because there are benefits to this £100 a year service. So first up are private worlds. We already knew these were coming, and you can now play in a private world that's for you and up to 7 of your friends. So if someone on your friends list has a private world, you can jump into it, you don't need to be a Fallout First member yourself, and it's exactly the same as an adventure world, just with less people, and they're all on your friends list. So, yeah, they have said there might be some differences to private worlds versus the standard adventure world coming in the future, but right now it's a maximum 8-player world. As a Fallout First member, you also get scrap boxes, which, okay, you know what, before I even go on talking about this, I'll just say there's a lot of anger in the community right now over this whole thing. I'm going to try and step away from all of that and not give too much fuel to the fire of just internet hatred, but I will say it's a game. We are people. You can get annoyed at the game. I'm not going to get angry about that. I might be a bit like, oh, this person doesn't like that person, or oh, that person's defending this part of the game, what's going on there? It's fine if you've got problems with the game, or if you even want to defend the game. You're allowed to do both of those things. Don't go after actual people, though. I've already seen people getting blocked on social media sites for just spouting hatred at people who have disagreed with them, one way or another. I've seen it on both sides now. So just remember, no matter what this game is like, whether you love it or hate it or anywhere in between, don't go after people. Just be nice to everyone else. You don't have to agree with them, just don't be a prick. That's all we need to do, like all of us. As long as we do that, it's all going to be fine. Now on to the thing that made me, reminded me I needed to put that warning in, scrap boxes. If you're a Fallout First member, you can now create these scrap boxes, which you'll see on screen, which give you an unlimited storing for junk. So you can put as much junk in that as you want, like there is no limit to it apparently. Absolutely no limit, put all your junk in there. It works similar to a standard stash box, but just for junk, and with no limit, so you can have like 15 million steel, no problem. Another thing you get is a survival tent, which is like a bonus mini camp, which is a prefab, so prefabricated building, which is a little tent with a stash, a sleeping bag, and I think a cooking thing, and a like banjo or musical instrument. So it's just an extra fast travel point and a small little base away from your main base, which you can have as a Fallout First member. Now, both of these things you obviously get to use in your own private worlds, but you can also bring them into the standard adventure mode game with everyone else. So if you're a Fallout First member who doesn't even care about private worlds, you still get these things. Additionally, each month you get 1,650 atoms, which you can use in the Atom Shop. To add on to that, there'll be discounts in the Atom Shop specifically for Fallout First members, and basically all the stuff will likely be a bit cheaper. So if you're the kind of person who would spend £16.50 a month on atoms, then this membership is definitely going to be good for you, because instead it's, what is it a month, 12 quid a month? Yeah, 12 quid a month, which is like 1,200 atoms worth a month. So if you buy tons of atoms already, this membership is worthwhile for you. As someone who doesn't buy any atoms though and doesn't want to, you might have guessed at this point I've not bought the membership and I'm not planning on doing it. Something else you get is the NCR Ranger armour, which has got people riled up because this is an armour from Fallout New Vegas, which is part of the NCR, who have not been formed at the time of Fallout 76, and obviously it's quite a law-breaking outfit. Like, I've had conversations with people in the past about law breaks in the Fallout universe, and like 99% of the time, it's all a case of, oh, well, I think things happened this way, and that doesn't correlate exactly with how it's happened before. And it's always a bit, maybe there's like some way to justify this, maybe there's some way to say it's wrong. It's always a bit wibbly-wobbly on just how much of a law break something actually is. In this case, this is obviously like a huge law break, but it is a cosmetic thing. It's just like a new outfit you can have if you're a Fallout First member to basically show off. Speaking about showing off, there are some unique icons, and emotes. There is, I'll see if I can play the little GIF, hopefully my editor will accept it, but there's like a little robot GIF you apparently get, probably some more robot emotes, that you probably get, and others as well if you're a, whatchamacallit, a Fallout First member. Those are the benefits you get. And there's some other stuff you need to know. I'm going to read it verbatim from this little article, which once again is in the description below. If you cancel your membership or it expires, you'll still be able to access any atoms received, as well as the resources restored in your scrapbox. Cancellation will be effective at the end of your then current membership term. So you can cancel at any time, which is good, but you are still a case of you'll be paying like that much money and it will last that long regardless. And I'm not really sure what else to say that's just pure factual. I guess pardon me, I've had a fair bit of vodka. It's been one of those days. My leg is also bleeding, and I bit my tongue. It's a case of people are getting very angry over this, and I do understand why. Because first off, it's £100 a year for a game which nowadays sells for like $10-15 at some places online. And not even like proper shady sites online. You can see it, you can pick up this game for like less than 20 quid, legitimately, without it being like any real concern most of the time. So the fact that it is such a high price point to get these bonuses has ticked some people off. And I've had some people asking me if I'm going to get it, and I just simply cannot afford it. I considered doing 1 month just to show off for things in a video, but we've got these screenshots that I'll have put up in this video, so I didn't bother with it. It's also a case of you're paying and getting advantages over other players. I'm not going to start a whole pay-to-win discussion, because that has caused so many arguments online, and I hate every second of it. I'm just going to state some facts here, which are, you get stuff like a scrap box if you are a Fallout First member, where you can put all your junk, which can like free up stash space. That might be a huge benefit to you, you might not care at all, maybe you use very little junk in the way you play somehow, and you never need it. Maybe though, you're someone who wants millions of junk, like I know I struggle with stash space, an unlimited junk storage thing would be great. Not 100 quid a year great, but it would be great to have. So there are benefits to this service, because, I mean, there has to be. Because if you're going to get people to pay 100 quid a year for this, then it needs benefits. But it makes a lot of people angry. And I saw all the stuff on Twitter. The fact Fallout 76 was trending, and I saw all of these tweets. It was not good. And it's just kind of sad to see. And it's come at a terrible time as well, because, okay, first off, I'm about to mention the Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds is not the same as Fallout New Vegas. Do keep that in mind. But I know a lot of Fallout fans are excited for the Outer Worlds, which comes out in, well, it would be 2 days. It's going to be 1 day by the time this video gets uploaded. So, on Friday, the Outer Worlds is out. A lot of people are going to be going over to that, especially now that a fair few people feel a bit ticked off by this whole new update which has just come out. So this is not a good PR move for Fallout 76. However, it is a good way for them to make a lot more money, because I know there's people in the community who have already got private servers and got the Fallout First membership. Could be them just testing it out because they're curious and are like, yeah, I'm willing to spend 12 quid for just a month to see what this is like. Could be people thinking, wow, I love Fallout 76, it is the only game I play, I'm willing to spend so much money on it. And for anyone who spends like 16 quid a month on Atoms, this is a good service for you, like I said. But, I mean, for me, it's definitely not a good thing, because I have no interest in it. And it'd be great to see stuff like the Scrapbox and Survival Tent as just like free updates, but they're not. And we do just have to accept that for the time being. If you don't want to keep playing Fallout 76, then you don't have to keep playing Fallout 76. Do always keep that in mind. You are not locked into this game. You can play other stuff. I know I've been spending a lot more time in Borderlands 3. Outer Worlds is coming out. Obviously, I'll be covering that a lot more. I'm likely just going to be playing this game for videos and nothing else. And if my Borderlands content gets more views, and if Outer Worlds gets more views, then it'll just be the weekly series for Fallout 76 in the end until they're over. Because there's been enough stuff in this game which is just like, oh, I don't like that. It's never been enough for me to go, oh, I'm quitting entirely, but there's just enough stuff I'm not a fan of that if I stopped playing the game, I wouldn't feel that bad about it. As it is, I'm just going to play other games a bit more, play 76 a bit less. I'm not jumping on the hate bandwagon and just being like, oh, screw this, screw everyone. And another note as well, don't go after individual members of the company, because we don't know specifically who has decided this is the perfect idea. There may well be devs who are thinking, man, this is terrible, and they hate it, but obviously they can't say that without potentially losing their jobs. There may even be like people higher up who think it's a terrible idea, but were outvoted in meetings. We don't know, ever really. We almost never know whose decision it was to do something in a specific game, so don't go after individual people. I think the moral is just be a nice person and be willing to let things go. I did the top 5 Fallout DLCs recently. There was Dead Money. The moral of that is you've got to be willing to let things go. And if this is the time for you to let Fallout 76 go, then be willing to do that. Maybe for you, this is the end point. You had your time with the game, but you can move on somewhere else. You can go on to other games, you can enjoy yourself there. If this doesn't bother you and you're fine with it, keep playing the game and don't worry so much about all the hatred online. If you are a Fallout First member, I would be interested to hear what it's like, if there's anything significant you've noticed. I've heard there's slightly better speeds on your own private world, and if there's anything else, I'd be interested to hear it. And if you leave a comment below, and if you see someone who's a Fallout First member, don't go after them. They're willing to spend their money this way, it is their choice. Just, everyone, make sure you're being nice to each other, no matter what your opinions on this game or the most recent update is. And I realise I've spent about as much time just telling people to be nice as I have talking about the update, but I think it is the most important thing here. Like, I'm not happy with this update, but it's not going to suddenly mean I will spout abuse at people, because that gets us nowhere. Instead, I'll just tick along, see how the other games pan out, and work things out from there. And on that slightly somber note, and with me looking down at the clock and realising it is now 11 o'clock and the delivery lady could show up at any minute, I will say thank you all very much for watching. I've got to try and record the next episode of a scavenger run for today/tomorrow. It's going to be today by the time this comes out. So look forward to some more Fallout 76 content, because I'm not just ending the challenge runs there, because that would be kind of cruel. And Outer Worlds is released on Friday, so I'll be doing a first look and I'll start covering the game then. If you're not a fan of Fallout 76 and want me to cover other games, do support the Borderlands 3 and the Outer Worlds stuff, because that would be great, because I'd like to be able to split my time more evenly. But I'm rambling now. Just thank you all very much for watching. Sarge out.